Hello, my Sagittarian kings and queens. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie, and this is your reading for the month of August 2024. We are celebrating your sister brother fire sign of Leo, the Lion Kings and Lion Queens out there. So if you've got your crown, go ahead and put it on because we're going to get rolling here. Today we're doing a yummy Celtic cross reading. I'm going to close it off with a card from the Earth Warriors Oracle, beautiful deck. And keeping in mind these are general readings, don't take anything but what resonates. Leave the rest. You can check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node for additional context and texture. Be sure to check the description below. That's where I list personal readings, how to connect on social media, and more. Let's go, Saggy. Let's get into this for August 2024. Looking good in a power position here for you, Saggy, with the Knight of Wands. And so you're kind of feeling maybe the fire of Leo season, and you're like, okay, you know, my season's still to come, but I'm feeling a little spark here. I'm able to get things done. I'm able to move. You do have the challenge of the Page of Swords here. This could be you taking on too much, taking on more than, or maybe trying to force yourself to take on more than you really should. It could also be you dealing with someone who may be putting a little too much pressure on you, micromanager or something like that perhaps. Could be, you know, somebody close to you putting the pressure on you about something. It feels kind of like you don't really want to be bothered with it, but you know you have to deal with it. In your needed focus area, you get the Four of Swords. So this is you having those moments, Saggy, where you do take a rest. You do go on the walk. You do get the massage. You do the self-care. With the Four of Swords, it's all about healing, and you need some of that right now. So I know you're feeling the fire, I know you're feeling the go-get, and I know somebody's putting this other pressure on you, and I know you want to shoot that arrow, but now might not be the best time if you really need this time to heal. In the past, you're leaving behind the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could be representing an actual person, somebody who at one time was quite stable. For some of you, it might be a loss of a masculine figure in your family or a partner. This could also be a change in jobs. You're taking a risk. You're going to try something else, and you're leaving behind something that has always felt pretty steady, but then you have this brand new bright offer, and you know, it's hard to leave what has worked for you behind, but at the same time, you're intrigued by something new. You are a Sagittarian after all. In your strength, you get the Judgment card, and this feels to me like an energy, it actually feels like an energy of momentum here. So I think it's realizing you still have momentum even in the down times, and that as you're resting and healing, there's still movement going on there. And you've learned, or you're in the process of really absorbing and learning and living, that there is still movement in rest. Okay, so even in a resting state, your cells, everything that makes you up is still vibrating. It's that law of vibration and the alchemical principles. And so this is something that you're working with. You're letting... It really looks like you're getting the rest for your body and your mind while you let your soul journey. Some of you could be going on some sort of soul journey. That might be something you're doing. In the future energies, you get the Four of Cups, and I see you being more of a master. So you're kind of going from the Four of Swords to the Four of Cups. So that's a transition from the mental places, making the decision to rest, relax, and do the self-care, and that brings you into the place of the heart with the cups. That's water, energy, emotions. You seem much more at peace. You seem much more zen, okay? And which is good. That's good for you. In your advice and support, you get the Death card. And maybe this is just an acknowledgement of the transformation that is taking place within you as you honor this rest, as you honor it through a time where things might even be uncomfortable for you. This could also represent someone who carries a Scorpio energy being quite close to you or quite able to help you move through this in some way. In your environment, strangely enough, this deck is all upright, but for some reason the Queen of Wands came out in reverse for your environment, so we're going to roll with it. This kind of gives me the sense that you are in a period of transition, because the Queen of Wands, anytime I see the King or Queen of Wands, that would represent you, Saggy. And with it being in reverse, I don't necessarily feel like you're in some sort of like major deficit or anything, but at a time of transition where you might feel kind of blank, and that's uncomfortable for you, or you might feel kind of like, I got nothing, you know, I got nothing. This thing's happening for this person, that thing's happening for that person, and I'm over here and I got nothing. It's kind of a feeling of like, it is a little bit of a woe is me. I'm going to be honest about that, a little bit of a woe is me, but it's also a passing transitional kind of energy. So I don't see this sticking. We're going to clarify on that, of course. In your hopes and fears, you have the Queen of Swords. So this is a lot of determination. This is where you do take that rest. You are coming back into your heart and you are able to gain clarity. And instead of feeling blank, something comes back to you. Inspiration. The next step gets revealed. Something like that. And in the potential outcome, you have the Six of Cups. That's kind of like the minor arcana card of the star, which is like wishes being fulfilled. So as you can see, you know, even though you might be going through this time of like what feels kind of like slow or stagnant or even like kind of blank. That's kind of what I get. It feels blank. That's what you're telling me. And I know you don't like that because you're always have your eye on the prize. You're always setting goals. And this is more of a plateau for you. Let's look at this Knight of Wands in your current energies and clarify. Okay, you've got the Ten of Cups and the High Priestess. Saggy, you're fine. You're just working with different energies now. This almost feels like a maturation process to me, where almost like going from the caterpillar to the chrysalis to the butterfly. You may not be on fire the way you normally want to be. You may feel like this is a bit of a lull, a bit of downtime, but there is happiness all around you. You are picking up and gaining wisdom, and maybe it's that you're finding contentment in this space, which is good, right? Because there's ups and downs and plateaus in life. And with the High Priestess coming in, there's something in there for you. There's some sort of lesson, some sort of teaching that is with you. Now, let's look at this Page of Swords. Are you trying to do too much at once? Or is somebody else maybe in your environment here? To me, yes, clarified by the Ace of Cups and the Chariot, you may be trying to take on too much for this particular time frame in your life. This, it looks like, is meant to be more of a plateau. So instead of climbing the mountain toward your goal, you're supposed to be resting on the plateau, pitching your tent, building a nice campfire, eating the food and drinking the water that you brought with you. You've got this Ace of Cups. That means practice keeping your cup full. If you keep trekking up the mountain and don't conserve enough water for yourself, then you won't be able to keep going, right? So this may be you stay on this plateau, you look around. Is there a crack in the rocks? Can you fill your water bottle from a natural spring, right? You need to be present where you're at, because that is filling your cup somehow. May feel different, may feel uncomfortable, but it's a lesson here, and it's a big one. I know it's challenging. You want to move forward. You're like, damn it, I want to go, you know, I want to move forward with this Chariot. But Chariot is also the card of Cancerian energy, which we just came out of. And this is softening yourself a little. This is being at peace with where you're at as well, nurturing your own self-care in this time. So you had this needed focus of healing, right, with the Four of Swords. And to clarify that, you get the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. There's something in your life, there's some pattern perhaps where you have some thought forms that are kind of trapping you. These are self-imposed. Nobody's doing this. You might have picked them up from someone else somewhere along the way. And it's where you kind of keep yourself, tied down. Like if you're not moving, or if things haven't got to where you want them to be yet, or in the length of time that you've wanted them to happen, you start to get all knotted up about it. Instead of just resting and accepting what is and working on your heart and working on keeping your cup full, it's almost like you try to put more pieces together. You try to take the next step, but the step is for you to sit down and rest. For those of you Elden Ring, this is resting at the site of grace, or whatever they call it. That's what that is. You're resting at the site of grace, please. That is your needed focus. Okay, let's see this kind of like stable energy that, yeah, you're definitely walking away from. So there's some sort of energy that up until this time in your life has been quite stable, quite present. The Eight of Cups comes up with the Six of Pentacles. This loss, whatever it is, if it's romantic, if it's somebody has passed, if it is the loss of a job or the change of a job, this is bringing things into balance for you in your life, better balance. Honestly, Saggy, it seems like, you know, you did not get to the plateau by not climbing another slope. So this is kind of like an opportunity for you to acknowledge the graduation of the slope that you just climbed. But your energies try to like keep climbing, because it feels good what you've accomplished. And maybe, you know, there has been a lot of reliance on something that seemed stable but wasn't really. Like it was kind of a false sense of stability, and maybe that's what you're letting go. For some of you, that could be the case. It seems to have an effect on the material and financial world, whatever it is. Let's look at your strength here with the Judgment card. This is a very interesting Judgment card here. You got the World and the King of Swords. The Judgment card is the number 20 card, and the World is the number 21 in the Major Arcana. So I'm wondering if you're not closing out some sort of cycle here. And I like that you have the King and Queen of Swords. The King of Swords is in your strength. You may have someone in your environment. So you've got one King masculine energy, and masculine energy can be a person, could be a job, could represent a family member, somebody else, like a brother. You've got one stable masculine energy that is kind of, that you're moving away from, whether by your choice or not. You seem to be willingly moving away from it though, and moving toward, and these could be your own energies, moving into a new clarity, a new perspective, a new way of thinking about things. This could be new thought forms that you're bringing into yourself. And it is challenging your fire. It is challenging you because you are having to almost kind of like a phoenix, like burn down and rise again from the ashes. So that's not a process that happens immediately, no matter what they show in the movies, right? When the phoenix combusts and it goes to ash, sometimes the ash has to be there a while and things have to, you know, kick back up again, and things have to reform and alchemize, and it looks like that's what you're going through. But it also looks like it's important for you to go through this. Let's look at this Four of Cups in the future, where you're zen, you're kind of zen, you're zenned out here. Well, maybe. your thoughts are going back to that King of Pentacles, because your Four of Cups here is clarified by the Nine of Swords and the King of Pentacles. And so you may have a little bit of a test that comes up upon you here in the future. And I'm not surprised, because it is hard for you to relax at this plateau and really start to observe what's going on around you. But this is also an important part of your own clearing and transformation. You may have a bit of a mental test here where it's like, hey, Saggy, do you really want to let that go? Are we really gonna, do that? And it seems like in your needed focus, you have the Eight of Swords. The future focus, you have the Nine of Swords. You are making a movement there. So it's a natural part of the process, but it feels like a test of like, are you really going to let that old cycle end? And what seemingly was stable go, so you can have this new, intriguing, outward experience. For the Death card in your advice and support, you get the Tower and the Ace of Wands. Yes, that is let it burn, let it burn, let it go, let it go, let it go, sing the song. And you have, the Ace of Wands is like, so you can boldly move forward again with your full fire. That is like an energy, brand new, passionate energy come forward. That's in your advice and support. Again, that Scorpio energy comes up. So like a water sign energy, that's, that's close to your season as well. So maybe that's an indicator of potential time for you where from now until about that time, and I know you don't want to hear that, but from August until, let's see, we get Scorpio season in late October, early November, early to mid-November. That's when you're really going to start feeling like, okay, I feel, I'm not moving yet. I'm still figuring out what's going on this plateau here. The plateau challenge, okay? But you're going to start feeling the fire again about that time. Let's look at this environment, this Queen of Wands in reverse in your environment. The Six of Cups and the Magician. This is the time to give to yourself. Like I said, the needed focus is the Four of Swords. This is, you get the massage, you get the pampering, you take the nap, you get the rest, because your magic and your ability to move forward in the saggy, dynamic way that you need to, and the expansive way that you want to, depends on it. It depends on it. So that's pretty plain and simple. That came through quite structured as is. For your hopes and fears, for that Queen of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords. I think, there is this tendency for you to keep looking back. Keep looking back to what was stable before. And I think that's coming from like a fear inside of you. And that would be something you have to identify, and you have to heal and transform and cut through. You have the Ace of Swords here, which is a powerful tool, and the Queen wields that. It's just a matter of, it's almost like you're feeling like you're leaving something behind, like almost a missing aspect, or what you will feel like is an aspect of yourself that you will miss. And what you'll have to understand is it's not a orphaned aspect of yourself. It's an aspect of your soul that has been brought to completion. It's the culmination of some lessons that were part of the last part of that journey up the mountain. And certain aspects of that don't really need to go further with you. Could be fears around stability. And it could be your mindset. Swords have all to do with the mind, communication, mental energies. So really maybe be checking your mindset. Let's look at the Six of Cups and the potential outcome. The Temperance card and the Knight of Swords. with the Six of Cups. I love this energy. This is where, oh, okay, I feel better balanced. Not only do I feel a little better balanced, I feel a lot better balanced. I have this new moving, charging forward mindset that is for the next part of my journey. There was something about my mindset before in this plateau experience that I have to leave behind, but it's part of a lesson of something that my soul has completed, so I can move forward into this new level of experience. Saggy, let's get you a card from the Earth Warriors Oracle. This is a lot of good work for you. So I know this, I can feel your resistance to it, but it is so important. Sagittarius, you got the number 23 card, Abuela Medicine, Remedy of the Grandmothers. Believe in the formidable power of healing, of the transformation that it can provide for all aspects of your being and your life. Medicine comes in many forms from Great Spirit to facilitate healing of the body, of the mind, and of the soul. Whether it is the correction of unhelpful habits of thought, that came up in your reading very clearly, guidance for the practical steps to resolve a physical imbalance, or deep soul healing that frees you into fulfillment of your divine potential, there is no limit to what can be healed through grace. Rest at the site of grace. I said that in your reading. A current of divine healing is flowing to you and through you now. Open yourself up to participate in a beautiful healing transformation. Saggy, so here you are on this plateau experience, receiving this beautiful medicine, resting at the site of grace. What could be more powerful than that? What an important aspect of your journey to embody and to embrace the wisdom of. Thank you so much for listening to this reading. I can't wait to see you next time.